In the early stages of a business, saying yes feels like the right strategy. You want customers, you want revenue, you want momentum. So you say yes to everything. Custom requests, special pricing, extra features, unplanned deadlines. And in the moment, it feels like progress. More customers means growth, right? But over time, something starts to shift. The business becomes harder to manage, operations become inconsistent, the team becomes stretched, and instead of building something scalable, you start managing chaos. Because every yes comes with a cost, not just in time, but in structure, focus, and long-term growth. The problem is, most businesses don't see this early. They think they're being flexible, but what they're actually doing is losing control of how their business operates. So the real question is, at what point does saying yes stop helping your business and start hurting it? 1. Every yes increases complexity. Every time you say yes to a customer request, you're not just closing a sale. You're introducing variation into your business. Different requirements, different expectations, different delivery processes. At a small scale, this feels manageable. But as the business grows, these variations compound. Now your team has to remember how this client was handled, what exception was made, what was promised differently. And suddenly the business is no longer running on systems, it's running on memory. Opinion. Complexity doesn't arrive suddenly, it builds quietly through small decisions. Many service-based businesses in Nigeria face this problem early. They customize everything to win clients, and eventually find themselves unable to standardize delivery. The result is inconsistent quality, slower execution, higher error rates. Saying yes may win the customer, but too many variations make the business harder to operate, and over time complexity becomes the hidden cost. And once things get complex, something else starts to slip. 2. Saying yes weakens your positioning. Your business is not just defined by what you do, it's defined by what you consistently choose to do. When you say yes to everything, your positioning becomes unclear. Customers don't know what you specialize in, what you're best at, what makes you different. You become the business that can do anything. And while that sounds flexible, it's actually weak positioning. Strong businesses are known for something specific. They are chosen because they do a particular thing well. In contrast, businesses that accept everything often compete on price, availability, convenience. Opinion. If your business tries to serve everyone, it becomes easy to replace. In the UK, many agencies struggle with this. They start with a clear focus, then gradually accept unrelated projects to increase revenue, and lose their identity in the process. Saying yes expands your offering, but it can dilute your value. And when positioning becomes unclear, execution becomes harder. 3. It creates operational inefficiency. Efficiency comes from repetition. When processes are consistent, teams become faster, better, and more reliable. But saying yes to every customer breaks that consistency. Now every project is slightly different, which means more time spent planning, more time spent explaining, more time spent fixing issues. Instead of improving systems, the team keeps adjusting to exceptions, and exceptions don't scale. In the United States, companies like McDonald's succeed partly because of extreme standardization. The process is repeatable. The experience is predictable. That's what allows them to scale globally. Opinion. Businesses don't scale by doing more things. They scale by doing fewer things consistently. When every customer requires a different approach, efficiency disappears. And without efficiency, growth becomes expensive. And the way you operate doesn't just affect your systems, it affects who you attract. It attracts the wrong type of customers. The way you operate signals the type of customers you attract. When your business is known for saying yes to everything, you begin to attract customers who expect flexibility, push boundaries, request exceptions, negotiate heavily. These customers often require more effort than they are worth, and because you've built a reputation for accommodating everything, it becomes difficult to say no later. So the cycle continues. More demanding customers, more exceptions, more pressure. Opinion. The customers you accept today shape the business you run tomorrow. Smart businesses are intentional about who they serve. They don't just ask, how many customers can we get? They ask, what kind of customers do we want? Because not all revenue is equal. Some customers move your business forward. Others slowly pull it apart. Over time, this pattern starts to impact something deeper than operations. 5. It slows down real growth. At first, saying yes feels like growth. More deals, more activity, more movement. But real growth is not just about doing more. It's about building something that becomes easier to run over time. When your business is full of exceptions, systems don't stabilize processes, don't improve teams, don't gain efficiency. You're constantly reacting instead of refining. So even as revenue increases, the business doesn't become stronger. It becomes more fragile. Opinion. Growth should reduce pressure over time. If it increases pressure, something is wrong. Many founders only realize this when they feel stuck. Busy, but not progressing. Working harder, but not scaling. That's the cost of uncontrolled yes. So the question becomes, how do you grow without falling into this trap? 6. Practical strategy. How smart businesses say no without losing growth. Saying no doesn't mean rejecting customers. It means protecting your structure. First, define what you do clearly. What problems do you solve? What do you not do? Clarity makes decisions easier. Second, standardize your core offering. Build a repeatable way of delivering value that works consistently. Third, create boundaries. Not every request needs to be accepted. Some should be declined, redirected, or priced differently. Fourth, use pricing as a filter. If a request falls outside your standard process, it should come at a higher cost. This naturally limits unnecessary complexity. Finally, focus on alignment. The best customers are not the ones you convince. They are the ones who already fit your model. Opinion. Saying no strategically is not losing business. It's building a better one. Conclusion. Saying yes feels like growth. But unchecked, it creates complexity, weakens positioning, and slows down real progress. Every yes shapes how your business operates. And over time, those decisions compound. The strongest businesses are not the most flexible. They are the most intentional. They know what they do, they know who they serve, and they protect that structure. Because in business, growth is not just about getting more customers. It's about building something that can handle them. This is Business Decoded, where we explain how money and businesses really work